So today, we are making a dish using eggplants. Come on, that wasn't a good throw. That's better. Which are also known as aubergines. You know, eggplants are one of the best fruits available to us. If you were not aware, the eggplant is a fruit and not a vegetable. Anyways, the dish we are making is Berenjenas a la Española. This is a classic Spanish dish that's typically served in the south of Spain. And let me tell you, it's got so many great flavors. It's sweet and savory. It's absolutely delicious. But as always, the best part is that it's so easy to make. You can serve it either as a tapas appetizer or even for breakfast next to some scrambled eggs for an incredible start to your day. Let's begin by grabbing one eggplant. This one's already been washed and patted dry, and cutting it into diagonal slices that are half an inch thick, which is about 1.25 centimeters. Then we'll place the slices of eggplant in a single layer and season them heavily with sea salt on both sides. And we'll add the slices of eggplant into a colander and let it sit here for about 30 minutes. If you're in a hurry, you can skip this step, but it's pretty essential to do this when you're working with eggplant, as all that salt is going to help remove any of the bitter flavor as well as drain any of the excess water in the eggplant. That way when you fry it, it doesn't absorb so much oil. Let me tell you, by doing this is what gives the eggplant an incredible texture when it's fried. After about 30 minutes, we'll rinse the slices of eggplant under some cold running water to remove all the salt. Add the slices of eggplant over some paper towels, making sure they're all in a single layer. And gently pat them completely dry to remove any of the excess water in the eggplant. And we'll season the slices of eggplant with a little sea salt and black pepper just on one side. Don't worry, all that salt that we added on there earlier has all been washed away, so this eggplant is not going to taste overly salty. For the next step of the recipe, I'm going to grab a medium to large size fry pan, heat it with a medium heat. Very important to use a medium heat here. That way the slices of eggplant have a beautiful golden texture in the outside and they're perfectly cooked in the inside. And I'm going to add in a generous quarter cup of extra virgin olive oil, which is about 65 milliliters. While the oil is heating, I'm going to grab a quarter cup of all-purpose flour. This is 30 grams. Add it into a shallow bowl. Crack in 2 eggs into a separate shallow bowl. Season the eggs with a little sea salt and some freshly cracked black pepper. And whisk it together until the eggs are perfectly mixed. Then we'll grab our slices of eggplant, and doing this one at a time, fully coat them in that all-purpose flour, making sure to shake off any of the excess flour. Okay, let's move back to the fry pan. The oil's been heating between 5 to 6 minutes on a medium heat, and it should be nice and hot, but as you can see, it's not smoking, so it hasn't lost any of its beautiful flavor. I'm going to start coating the slices of eggplant in the egg wash and adding them into the pan. And you want the slices of eggplant to be in a single layer, that way they all evenly fry, so make sure to cook this in batches. After about 3 minutes, I'm going to start flipping the slices of eggplant to fry the other side. I always like to do this with 2 spoons, as each feels like you have more control, but if you prefer, you can do this with tongs. After a total cooking time of 6 minutes, that's 3 minutes per side, these slices of eggplant should be perfectly cooked. I'm going to start removing them from the pan and transferring them into a dish with some paper towels. And I'm going to continue to cook my second batch in the exact same method. And once again, you want to go about 3 minutes per side here on a medium heat. This is going to give you a beautiful golden texture on the outside, and that eggplant in the inside is going to be perfectly cooked. Once all the eggplant has been cooked, I'm going to transfer it into a serving dish. We'll drizzle the fried eggplant with a generous portion of honey. Sprinkle some goat cheese over the fried eggplant and honey. And we'll top it off with some freshly chopped parsley. Our berenjenas a la Española are done. A beautiful dish using the humble eggplant. Very easy to make, incredible presentation. Let's give it a try and see how it tastes. This is one of those dishes I cannot wait to try because it just looks too darn good. Here we go. Who knew eggplant can create such an incredible dish? But seriously, the texture of the eggplant is absolutely beautiful. So important to salt it heavily. That way it releases all that water inside of it. And when you fry it, that oil doesn't absorb into the eggplant. Then you pair that up with the goat cheese and the honey. It's an explosion of goodness, sweet and savory. You saw this, very easy to make. A beautiful dish from the south of Spain. Make it at home. You're gonna absolutely love it. Really quick before I go, a shout out to a couple of my newest patrons, Linda Bufano and Hollis Helmichi. Again guys, thank you so much for becoming patrons of Spain on a Fork. You know how much I appreciate you. For the rest of you, if you're not with me on Patreon, consider becoming one. It helps with ingredients and equipment to continue making videos like this. You'll find my Patreon link in the description box below and iCard above. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button. Till the next time, hasta luego.